Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area Red Tornado High School football. Tonight, the Red Tornadoes open up the 2006 campaign here in the Silver Bowl, and tonight they open it up by entertaining a program, a school that has never ever set foot on the vaunted field here at the Silver Bowl, and that being the Biglerville Canners. Biglerville, a District 3 school located in Adams County. They're part of the Upper Adams School District. They made about a 92-mile trip, Wayne, to get up here today to play the Red Tornadoes. And partly the association that we have with them is their head coach of Biglerville, Tim Hibbs, played his college ball with Coach Brennan, and they were friends and got together, and we were certainly, obviously looking for opponents in the 2006 season, and that's how the Biglerville Canners come to be here tonight.
Yes, we had to pick up five new opponents from last year's schedule. As you know, Bloomsburg we picked up, played Bloomsburg, I think in the 60s. Early 60s, around then. We picked up Biglersville. We picked up Lancaster Catholic, Hollidaysburg, and back to Pottsville again at the end of the season. Tornadoes have one tough schedule again coming up. Of course, when we look at this schedule, we always talk about the first 4 games. It's a brutal schedule at the beginning. But then again, when you take a look at the last 2 games now, not only we look at Selinsgrove every year as our last game before we get into postseason, but also now Pottsville, who is an outstanding football team this year. So there's going to be 2 tough games coming through the end of the schedule also.
Right, and I think you make a great point. We're looking at the toughest schedule in the last 25 years. As far as a regular season schedule, you're looking at Hollidaysburg, who just dropped out of Quad A, down to AAA. They'll be coming into play us here towards the end of the season also. So a very tough schedule. We play Biglerville here, a well-thought-of school down in District 3. They're expected to make some noise down in District 3 this year. They play in that York Suburban League down there. So we'll be interested to see how we do. We come out this year, a mix of things this year, but for the first time in a few years, the Red Tornadoes, Wayne, feel a little more comfortable about their mix on offense. Obviously, Marcus Washaleski, 22 touchdowns in the air last year. He ran for 4 more, broke every freshman record you could possibly have for a quarterback. He's back, so obviously he's a proven commodity. But for the first time, they feel really good about the running game, and the reason for that is a couple of kids are healthy again.
Right.
That's one of the reasons, but I think the other reason is going to be number 32, James Haynes. He'll be opening up at that tailback position. The Canners get ready to kick off here to the Red Tornadoes, and I'll continue that thought in a minute. Number 81 is going to be kicking off for the Canners, and unfortunately they gave their that's Tyrell Trottenbaugh. He's kicking down deep down there. He's going to go down to number 21, Kogut, and Kogut comes right up the field. Ryan Kogut, a nice return, and Kogut turns his way out to about the 39-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes. But of course, getting back to Haynes, the son of Ernie Haynes. And many of you remember Ernie Haynes on this field when he single-handedly picked up a Pottsville team and won the game. Much like his father in the way he runs his style, high kick, got his thighs way up in the air, so we'll be very interested to see how the running game for the Red Tornadoes starts out this season. Haynes, the lone back, and he'll get the first carry of the season, and he's going to get up to about the 46-yard line. Should be a gain of about 7 yards on the play. So a nice start for the Red Tornadoes here.
Tornadoes are going to come out and they're going to spread people out. We know what we can do with the passing game. And of course, spreading them out, we got the slots out, wide receivers going all different directions, leaves Haynes and the defense wide open for Haynes to pick and choose where he's going to run.
Yep. All right, we come into a straight I formation now. Boom Boom Shinsky, number 34, in that fullback spot in front of Haynes. And we go to Haynes again. Haynes cuts it back, and Haynes will take it up over midfield. Enough for a first down. The ball had hit the ground. We're going to see whether they blew it dead or not. And they say it was dead. No. Haynes fumbled. A late fumble call, and the Red Tornadoes have turned the ball over. The first turnover of the season here in Biglerville territory at the Biglerville 47-yard line. They got to think about that a little bit till they see, I guess, who came up with it and where it was. But it is a fumble, so the Red Tornadoes turn the ball over, and the Canners will go on offense. Canners led by their quarterback. He's number 1. He's a 6'2", 275-pound senior, Ryan Wagaman. And he'll be hanging off. They are an option team, and they're a belly option team, one you don't see very often. They mostly run out of that style, but we'll see how they start off. Right up the middle goes the fullback, number 32.
Ball's down.
Ball's also out, and I believe the Red Tornadoes may have recovered. Foster was the ball carrier. He was the up back, the fullback, and they're going to say that it was not a fumble. So, again, it is raining heavy, guys. You know this. It will continue to rain heavy throughout this game. It will get heavier as the game progresses, and it's not very pretty right now. So it'll be a sloppy game holding the ball wise for these backs and for the quarterbacks and the receivers.
Tornadoes coming out in their traditional 5-2 defense, something that we've run for ages in the on the field.
Ball gets handed off to number 35.
Initial hit made in there by Jake Shinsky, number 34, in the backfield, coming from the nose guard position that he's playing.
We'll get you some of these numbers on the Canner side. Again, their roster is all jumbled, so I'm not going to go looking real hard for numbers at the moment. 35 was not a scheduled starter here, so he's not on the docket, so to speak, but we'll see as the game goes on. They also may have changed some numbers, we understand, too. Again, an I formation for Wagaman. Wagaman's going to drop back and pass. He was under pressure right away, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. He's trying to head the ball down to number 6, the wide receiver, Bernard James, but way wide. It's going to bring up fourth down. It's fourth down now, and a long 8.
Mike McCullum, number 65, coming in, putting some pressure on the quarterback that time. Very early, and that's the reason why the ball was thrown so high.
All right, Kogut and Vahutsky are deep for the Red Tornadoes to receive the Biglerville punt. We have a timeout on the field by the umpiring crew. An illegal substitution on a punt. You don't see that very often. An illegal substitution call on a punt. You gotta wonder about that a little bit. The punter is Terrell Trottenbaugh, the same guy that did the kickoff duties. Yes, plenty of time, and Kufta got in there very quickly. Kogut's going to call for a fair catch. It hits the ground and pretty much dies right where it hits the ground. The Red Tornadoes will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. So the second series of the season here for the Red Tornadoes. The first one all on the ground, looking very well until they fumbled the ball, but ran the ball fairly well to start the game off.
The interior line of the Tornadoes, although very young, got some great experience last year, playing in quite a few games, not in the regular positions where they are now. I think about the only one is the center, is Chris Steck.
Steck, yeah. Kogut with the handoff. Kogut right up the middle, and Kogut driving into Canner territory at the Canner 49-yard line. First down. About a 19-yard pickup for Kogut, coming out of that tailback spot and getting the ball. And, of course, we know what Kogut can do. Kogut got dinged up at the end of last year with a pretty bad shoulder injury, a collarbone injury, whatever it was. And really didn't see him much after that. I mean, really couldn't play to his potential. Saw him last night at Supper Club. He's one of the captains of the team, came back and said, I am ready. I'm ready to go. I'm healthy. You know, I'm excited. And Kogut's a guy that you'll see line up all over the field. He'll be at wide receiver, slot, running back, everywhere you can think of, you'll see him. Kogut on the toss, trying to get outside, and they're going to bring him down. A nice play down there on the defensive side by number 32, the linebacker, Jeff Foster.
Trying to get Kogut speed to the outside. He had blocking in front of him. Jake Shinsky trying to clear out the end, trying to kick up onto the inside. Kogut could not make the turn. It was a nice play by the linebacker coming in.
There's 8:51 remaining here in the first quarter play. Of course, the score is 0-0. Red Tornadoes on the Canner 48. It is second down and about 12. First pass of the game goes to Ambrose, and Ambrose makes a pretty catch, and Ambrose will pick up a bunch of yardage, picks up about 11. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. And 3rd down and 2 where they push the ball back for the mark, but about 3rd and 2 now, and a nice pitch and catch to Ambrose.
Yeah, Ambrose, nice play, a little hook down about 5 yards, button hooks back to the quarterback, giving Wasilewski enough time. It's raining pretty heavy out there, and it's not very easy for the quarterback to put anything long out, especially now this early in the game, giving Wasilewski, a little bit of experience.
The field, there's a penalty on the play.
Illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution, so you're seeing the first game jitters on both sides of the ball that way. The field is in the best shape it's been since they resodded it about 5 years ago. It got resodded. You guys remember that story where it was resodded, the drought came, it didn't rain for 3 months. They watered it as hard as they could, but it just wasn't the same. This year now, you look at that field now, and it's a carpet. It is absolutely beautiful.
With the rain, it was nice and soft when we were down there. And you're right, it's probably the best we've seen in a couple of years.
All right, it brings up 3rd and 7 now if they walk off the 5-yard penalty. We go to Haynes, and Haynes squirting his way up, and he'll bull his way out to about the 41-yard line. It should bring up 4th and 2 when they put the ball down.
Of course, trying to hit over the right side of the Tornado offensive line. The center, of course, number 60 is Chris Steck, the right guard. Number 65, Mike McCullum, the right tackle. 55, Logan McCracken, the tight end. Number 48, Dave Avellino, the quarterback. Number 7, Marcus Wasilewski, the tailback. 21, Ryan Kogut, the slot. Number 10, Jonas Pahutsky, and the fullback. Number 34, Jake Shinsky. On the left side, number 50, Phil Shikatano. 56, Billy Juraski, and number 12, Mark Ambrose.
Haynes with the ball. He'll pick up the first down if he makes the turn, and he does, and he slides. He had the corner, picked up the first down, and he slid down in the rain.
You could see him leaning upfield already. He was he knew he had the corner. He had the first down picked up, and he was just trying to pick up that extra yardage. As soon as he was leaning forward, his feet kicked out from underneath him.
All right, ball's down at the 36-yard line of the Canners now. 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. Kogut with some room. Red Tornadoes having some success on the ground early in this football game. It's the kind of game with the rain increasing by the minute where you want to try to grab the lead and then kind of sit on it. It's not going to be a high-scoring game. At least I don't imagine it will be. Wasilewski looking down for Pahutsky. Pahutsky can't hold on to it. So it's about 3rd and 5 now for the Red Tornadoes.
Pahutsky got a nice pass pattern that time. He had the defensive man pedaling back. Defensive man was about 5 yards off of Pahutsky when he button hooked back to the quarterback.
All right, Wasilewski brings him up in an I formation. Kogut goes in motion. Ball goes to
Shinsky.
Boom Shinsky, who picks up the first down.
Great blocking in the center of the line. Chris Stack, number 60. Left guard, Phil Shikatano, number 50. Mike McCullum, 65, the right guard. Just a big hole, and they were leading the way as Shinsky followed through.
Well, nothing fancy about that. It's right smack up the middle. They needed 5 yards, and Shinsky gave him 6. Back in the I formation, Shinsky in front of Haynes. Ball down at the 24-yard line, and Haynes will get the call. And Haynes brought down in there quickly by number 32. Actually, that was Foster, was holding on to him and set him up for the rest of the tackle. Foster having a very active game defensively for Biglerville.
Coming in from the corner position, nobody touched him that time. Foster, he came right across the line of scrimmage and hit Haynes as he hit the line of scrimmage. Haynes not stopping though. He's a tough kid. He tried to pick up some extra yardage.
All right, 2nd and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes. Single backfield. Washleski's going to go back and throw, and he had Kogut wide open. He was wide open on the play. Again, the ball, it is just raining so heavily. Yeah. It's very difficult to handle the ball in the first game like this. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes. That play had potential had he been able to get the ball to him.
Yes, not only was he open, he also had blockers down behind him.
You're looking at the Red Tornadoes wearing slightly new uniforms. Especially on the top, they are looking a little bit different, back to our old stripes on the shoulders, but they are a different number. The way that the number is put on the jersey should be easier to read for me, absolutely, and for all of you guys too. Washleski's going to tuck and run. Brought down from behind down there by big number 62 from the Canners. I'll see if I can find his number in the jumble of numbers that they have. I will never understand why you wouldn't put them in order. That's Kyle Grubbs. I mean, how hard could that be? But that's the way they sent it, and that's the way it is. All right, 4th down now, and still about 10. We haven't really budged much from the 24-yard line and 3 down. So 4th and 10. The Red Tornadoes go split wide right with 2 receivers, 1 left tight, and he goes into a shotgun formation. Plenty of time. He looks downfield. He's got Kogut wide open. Kogut wide open at the 5-yard line, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first touchdown of the 2006 season for the Red Tornadoes at the 3:51 mark. 24-yard touchdown pass from Wachaleski to Kogut, and Kogut was wide open.
Yeah, we had on that side, Ambrose just cleared out the zone right down the field and headed for the goalpost, and Kogut Z'd out, and nobody was near him that time. He made sure he caught the ball and walked in from 5 yards out.
Nice play. Kufta, number 3, in to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Pahutski, and we're waiting for a guard to get in here. We are apparently short a guy there. Yeah, it's always good to have the guard in there. And Kufta puts it up, and it is good. The score at the 3:51 mark, the Red Tornadoes 7, the Canners 0. There's a flag on the field, and I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
Everybody ran off the field, so I'm not sure what the flag is for. They didn't stop anybody. But a pretty pass from Wachaleski to Kogut. Kogut down the sideline. He was down along the Biglerville sideline, caught the ball right around the 5-yard line, and just stepped into the end zone. Nobody touched him.
Now, can you explain to me where Canners comes from?
Actually, the
I'm sure you,
Upper Adams School District is famous for its apple orchards and different orchards, and that is how they got their name, from canning, big canning companies and all down there. And that's how they got. I knew you were going to ask that. I was all over that question.
Did you study for that this week?
I was ready for that. I set you up for that. In fact, you didn't even know it. I just set you up. But that's where the name Canners comes from. Very, very odd school district in that when you look at them on the web and look at their website, they're actually part of the Upper Adams School District. If you look at the 4 elementary schools, none of them are called Upper Adams or Biglerville. They all have their own names. They all kept their own names, their own colors, and their own team mascots. Only Biglerville, the high school, is known as the Canners. The rest of them have all different names. So somewhat odd in that respect. Most school districts are all, all one.
You're right.
But that one is not. All right, Kufta gets it ready and tee it up there. Kick down to the Canners. Oh, nice kick. Goes right over the head of 35. He bobbles it at the goal line and headed his way back up, and he is murdered.
Number 26, Dave DeMarco. Who else?
He was murdered right down at the 14-yard line.
Nice to see Dave back. We know he was injured at the end of last season. I'd seen Dave quite a bit up at Star Gym.
Oh, okay.
For therapy and everything. And what a great kid.
Returning that kick was McMaster. He is number 35. I did find him filing on the chart here. So that's Ryan. I think it's, let me find his real first name out here. Thomas McMaster. So he is in the game, and it looks like a timeout here.
Timeout by Biglerville.
Okay, they're again down on the 14-yard line after the stunning hit by DeMarco. They want to regroup a minute here. Again, the problem here, and they know it, is you can't get behind by much because there's just no way you're going to come back under these conditions. This is one of those first team scores a couple of points. Sometimes is going to win the game simply because it's going to turn ugly as the game progresses. Would be the optimum word there.
Let's go on the defensive side. The left end, number 12, Mark Ambrose. The left tackle, 52, James Goins. The nose guard, number 34, Jake Shinsky. The right tackle, 65, Mike McCullum. The right end, number 50, Phil Chicatano. Or number 36, Eric Johnson. The left linebacker, number 28, Julius Demetrius. The right linebacker, 32, James Haynes. The left cornerback, number 9, Ryan Kogut.
Nice to meet
the
you.
right cornerback, number 3, Marcus Kufta. The free safety, number 10, Jonas Pohutsky. The strong safety, number 21, Ryan Kogut.
All right, Cannons are up. Quarterback, keeper, and Demetrius is all over the quarterback. That was Wagaman keeping the ball, and Wagaman may have lost the yard. Let me see where they spot it. But looks like a yard loss. It is, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 11 for the Canners. Again, Julius Demetrius all over that play, number 28 for the Red Tornadoes.
Number 28, Julius Demetrius, in on that last tackle. A loss of the yard brings up a 2nd and 11.
Okay, Wagaman will bring them up to the line here. They'll line up again in that I formation. They continually change the I back. I'm going to have trouble seeing his number until he gets straightened up again. But they're rotating the I back in and out of the offense the entire time. Okay, Wagaman, he's going to pitch it to that I back. Ambrose has it strung out. Ambrose really was the guy, and he squirts through, but Ambrose was the guy that really caused that play to blow up. The running back was the fullback. That's Jordan, number 20, who lined up in the tailback spot. But he picked up some nice yardage, but again, that could have went for a lot bigger yardage had Ambrose not squeezed it in. Ambrose playing that left defensive end position. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 now for the Canners. We're at the 2:28 mark of the first quarter of play here in the Silver Bowl, and the rain continues to pound down hard. This is all part of Hurricane Ernesto or tropical storm or depression or whatever. I was depressed, so let's make it a depression. All right, Wagaman back to pass. He was under extreme pressure. Down there was Boom Boom, Shinsky, and Ambrose, and they caused him to throw about 3 yards short of the play, and so the Canners are going to be forced to punt.
I think someone got up in his face and actually tipped the ball that time.
Absolutely. So a great defensive play by the Red Tornadoes to hold the Canners to about a 4-yard gain in the whole series, and they are back to punt. The Red Tornadoes lining up on the 50-yard line, so they're going to expect to see very good field position. And he kicks a kind of a sideways kick that is going to go out of bounds right along the 40-yard line of the Biglerville Canners. So the Red Tornadoes do indeed get excellent field position, and they'll start from the 40-yard line.
41.
41, okay. Let's split it in half, 40 and a half, all right. Split hairs now, too. You got ugly because I knew what the Canners were, and now you turned ugly on me.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by this whole thing.
Hey, it's the first game. I have to get one step ahead someplace along the line.
All right. All right. Marcus gets in the huddle. We'll see what the Red Tornadoes want to do here. They're going to come out with Haynes as the lone back. He got 2 slots, Ambrose and Kogut, and Ambrose goes in motion. They run Haynes right up the middle. And there you see James Haynes. He bulls his way, dropped the ball, but Pohutsky recovers it. Down to the 25-yard line as he was going down, he bounced the ball out of his hand, but Jonas recovers it. So it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes on a 15-yard run by Haynes.
Coming down the left side, number 56, Billy Juraski, number 50, Phil Chicatano, just opened up a humongous hole for James Haynes to run through. My goodness. Whew.
All right, 1st and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes. Again, Ambrose in motion, although we're going to go back and pass.
Looking at
And we
Jonas.
lost it down there to Jonas and just out of bounds. Jonas couldn't get his reach out. That's a play we saw many times last year that went down to Langton.
Yep.
That was a Dave Langton play that would get down in that corner down there and just out-jump everybody.
I don't know who was the defender that time. Was that the strong safety over there on the side? I can't see the number. He was on Jonas Bohutsky all the way down.
Yeah, he did have it well covered.
Tight defensive play.
Kogut. And Kogut outruns the tackle. And Kogut's going to go all the way down into about the 12-yard line. The tackle made by number 1, Wagaman, who's also the quarterback. Now, he was not originally listed on the defensive side of the ball. But I noticed in this series he's back at, I think he's playing free safety. I think. But he was not in the lineup originally as a defensive guy.
That time we go over number 60, Chris Steck, number 65, Mike McCullum, and the right tackle, number 55, Logan McCracken, and again, a ginormous.
Yeah, excellent hole.
Ginormous hole there for Kogut to go through.
All right, Ambrose now, and this time Ambrose will take the pitch, and he'll pick his spot, go inside the 10, and he lowers his shoulder down to about the 6-yard line. Pick up about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Oh, we've seen Ambrose in motion the last
2nd down and 4, gain of 6.
The last 4 plays, of course, running it as a decoy.
Yeah.
Each time. And this time we pitch it to him.
Well, I mean, you got to respect him every time, and you can see all heads are following him. He has the speed and the agility to kill you every time he touches the ball. So they'll bring up 2nd down and 4. They place the ball down at the 7-yard line of the Canners. The Red Tornadoes in a full backfield, but it goes to Boom Boom Shinsky. Boom Boom's going to get stood up at the line of scrimmage down there by big number 66. He's not on the list either. Let me find him now. I'm not sure how we got the lineup here, since none of them are actually playing.
Eric Staub.
Okay.
Is his name.
None of them are actually on the same listing here. That, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of the first quarter of play here, with the Red Tornadoes in the lead, 7-0. Let's get the second quarter started. The second quarter starts again with the Red Tornadoes down on the 4-yard line. It is 3rd down and 4.
Ball's on the left hash mark.
Ball's on the 5. It's 2nd and 4.
Left hash mark. Jonas Bohutsky far right by himself.
Kogut, flag up. Kogut's going to drive himself down to about the 3-yard line. We'll see what the flag is when that gets sorted out down there.
That would have to be, I would say, a holding call in the middle of the scrum, as you call it.
I'm looking at these numbers down here. I don't think there's a single guy playing defense that's listed on the defensive starting line. I swear they had to do that on purpose to me. They look at the roster. Just to give you an idea, the roster begins with number 68, then goes to 75, then goes to 23, and then goes wherever it wants after that.
A challenge. They're just making it a challenge.
See, obviously, Biglerville didn't know who they were dealing with, or they would have done this the right way.
That's right.
Somehow they must have thought there was a professional up in the booth doing the play-by-play. All right, we got the penalty walked off, and it is a motion penalty. So it brings the ball back up to right around the 10-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Why don't you just admit it? You're program challenged.
I'm program challenged. Okay, that's the way. Now the rain now, folks, is coming down as hard as it has all evening. I mean, it is just simply pouring out right now. As I said, it is not expected to get any better as this game progresses. So this touchdown here, if you can put some points on the board, it will be big. 3rd down 9 from the 10. Wasilewski back to throw. He looks for Ambrose in the end zone, and just knocked out of his hands at the last minute down there. A nice play by the linebacker, Terrell Trauenbach. He's also the kicker. I'm getting his name down now, Trauenbach.
Although 4 guys down there on Ambrose at that point. I guess Ambrose being 6'6", it takes 4 guys to make sure he doesn't catch the ball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that was, again, lofted as high as you can.
Yeah.
and try to get him the ball. You're right, because he certainly, excuse me, has the reach and the agility, excuse me, to catch the ball. All right, we have a timeout called on the field. 4th and 9. This timeout was by the Red Tornadoes as they want to make a decision on what to do here, what play they want to call, or if they want to go for a field goal. I'm sure that's a possibility in their mind right now with Kufta. Obviously, as a kicker they have, he can easily do it.
He's had a great career. In the last 2 years, he's done some outstanding kicking. Very pleased in what he's done last year especially.
Oh, it's just ugly raining. I'm glad we're in a booth. It is just plain ugly raining out, folks.
I'll tell you what. Jose was up here. I can't believe he went back down on the field.
Well, he may be back up at halftime because this is just plain ugly. It just really is. I mean, we knew it was going to. They had hoped.
Yeah.
They were looking at it, and they hoped that the heaviest rain was going to occur around 9:30, 10 o'clock, but I would say that it arrived early at 7:30 because it's just plain ugly. All right, the Red Tornadoes come up to the ball, and they go with a trips right. One guy in the backfield, that's Boom Boom.
Avelino, the tight end on the left side.
Wasilewski looks and throws, and I don't know if he intercepted that right at the goal line.
He intercepted. The ball was in.
Is it in the? Where is it?
In the end zone.
Okay.
And it will come back out to the 20-yard line.
So come back out to the 20. That was a lucky move for the Canners. A nice interception. But had he intercepted like on the 1, that would have been ugly. So they'll bring it out to the 20.
Yeah, he sort of did catch it on the 1, but he fell backwards, which is a great move. Ball comes out. They would have had the ball. If he would have dropped that ball would have come out to the 11-yard line. They picked up 9 yards on the interception, at least, from where the original line of scrimmage was at.
So the Canners turn the Red Tornadoes away here at the 11:23 mark of the second quarter, and they go on offense 1st and 10.
Number 9, Matt Moreau's playing the right corner position now for the Tornadoes.
Wagaman back to throw. Nice play by Pahutsky.
Jonas Pahutsky, nice play. Gets his hand in right at the last second and bats the ball away.
He was trying to hit number 42 down there, and that is the tight end, Mike Wagner. But Pahutsky had a nice defensive play for the Red Tornadoes. You have number 1 in the ball game in the defensive backfield for the Red Tornadoes, Matt Kovaleski now.
Yep. Giving Kogut a little break here.
Right up the middle they go that time with the fullback, and it goes really nowhere. Boom Boom Shinsky coming off the bottom of the pile along with Julius Demetrius was the other guy, number 28. It's going to bring up a 3rd down now, and actually about 9. They've really only gone about a yard here in the last 2 plays. So 3rd and 9 for the Canners as the play comes in from the bench. Canners have done nothing offensively.
No. Nothing
offensively so far. And they're not a real imaginative offense. Now, this is the first we're seeing the shotgun. I say that, he goes out with a split both right and left with 2 guys. So he's 1 guy in for protection. Goes downfield, and he was trying to hit number 81, the big guy down there, Tronbaugh. But Tronbaugh turned the opposite direction to where he cut the opposite way of the pass.
Yeah, Eric Johnson, number 35, coming in from the defensive end position, put a lot of pressure on him. The ball was thrown up very quickly. The ball was high. First of all, it was thrown so early, the receiver wasn't even looking.
Right.
And Jonas Pahutsky reaches out and almost gets a hand on it. He did get a hand on the ball, almost intercepted.
He had a lot of pressure coming off the defensive side there, and he threw it. You're right, he threw it early, but no chance of it going anywhere. Tronbaugh's kick's going to go down about the 50-yard line where Pahutsky will fair catch it. Another good field position mark for the Red Tornadoes. The Canners, as I said, now we are not seeing the belly option per se here, in that they're not streaming it out.
Right.
They're giving they're doing the quick handoff part of it, but they're not running it side to side. Now, that may be because of the speed of the Red Tornadoes. They may have decided against that. I'm not sure why they're not doing it. Now, the other thing about him is, and not to say that this kid can't throw, Wagaman is a big kid, 6'2", but out of that offense, he doesn't throw it very often. It's just not designed to throw the ball a lot. Little mix-up on the handoff to Haynes, and he's going to get buried back down. We'll see where they mark as forward progress. But he got buried by just about everybody as him and Marcus ran into each other in the first game. Jitters and mistakes there, but they're going to mark him. Actually, they're going to give him
5-yard loss.
Yeah, they're going to give him about 5 yards. That's a fair mark there. Actually, it really is. Here you see it. You see him actually bump into each other, and he ends up stopping. I can't tell from that who did what wrong.
Right.
It's hard to tell from that replay, but you can see where it went downhill from there. So it brings up a second down about 15 for the Red Tornadoes.
And Dave DeMarco, the tailback, he gets the ball. Look at David. We've seen David last year, and what he could do. Did some fantastic running last year for us from that tailback position. David not coming in as a big kid, but I'll tell you what, you better get him quick because he is so fast and so shifty through the hole. He's gonna hurt you just with what he can do with his feet.
Well, they list him at 5'7", 155, but I think they're a little generous even on that one. But he is as hard as nails.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, one guy stopped a touchdown. He comes in motion towards us here. We go to Shinsky right up the middle, and Jake, boom, Shinsky.
There we go. Look at Jake.
Take a look at this, folks.
Now, that scrum right there might be, we're helping. He's calling helping.
What's he calling?
Helping the runner.
You don't see that call very often
No,
either.
you don't. Nope.
So we had an illegal substitution on a punt, which I never saw. Can we have a help? What kind of penalty is that? Obviously a big one. What is that penalty called exactly?
I would say aiding the runner.
Aiding the runner.
Yep.
Well, that's the first time I may have ever seen that call.
You know what? I think in all the time that we've been doing this, I think you're right.
Now, where they place the ball at, it's a first down. I really didn't lose much yardage off that whole thing, but I've never seen that call before. Or I was, in the bathroom or something when they did it. I don't know. Or eating a wing or something. I don't know when it was, but I never saw anybody make that call. And if you're going to see that call, it's usually done at the end zone.
Right.
Where everybody's trying to push him, not usually in the middle of the field like that. I don't think Boom Boom needed any help. But anyway, it's a 1st and 10 down at the Canner 40-yard line. Then we'll give it back to Shinsky again, and Shinsky is going to run right through them down to the 30-yard line.
And he's going to do it this time without any help.
Yeah. So another first down, another 10-yard pickup by Shinsky, and they have no answer for the big fullback right now.
Some great blocking again in the center of that line. Number 60, Chris Stack is the center. Of course, he brings the experience there. Number 50, Phil Chicatano, the left guard, left tackle, number 56, Billy Juraski. The right guard, 65, Mike McCullum, and the right tackle, 55, Logan McCracken.
DeMarco, nice cut by DeMarco. He picks up 5 yards. See how quick he is.
Yep. Quinn McCracken, number 89, now in playing the end position. Yeah, I told you, Dave's going to hurt you. He's not going to run over you. He's going to run around you. And he has great lateral movement. As you can see right there, he just sidestepped at the line of scrimmage and picked up 5 yards on his own.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to watch. Okay, Kogan now back at the tailback spot. But Shinsky is oh my goodness. Shinsky's doing some serious damage. The ball squirts loose, and the Canners have got it. Another big gain by Shinsky, but the ball came loose in the rainy conditions, and that is the third fumble. 2 we lost, 1 we recovered ourselves, but the third fumble for the Red Tornadoes tonight, and I'm sure Coach Brendan is not happy about that.
Although you have to look at the conditions out here, they are not the greatest conditions to be playing a football game, but I think at this point, you only lose 2. You only fumbled 3 times. I think I'd be happy.
Wagaman back to pass. This time he had some time, and he had a nice, and he threw it right to
nice
Kogut. Interception by Kogut.
Yep.
He was trying to hit the big, tall guy, Tronbaugh, but Kogut in perfect position, and just takes the ball right away.
Him and Jonas Pohutsky. Jonas was behind the play. Kogut stepped right in front. Some great defensive play by the Tornadoes to set up that interception.
Now, the real returning strength of this Tornado defensive side is that defensive backfield.
Right.
That's the most veteran. They're all back. They all played so well last year, so it's going to be very difficult to pass on them throughout this season. All right, Kogut will be the lone running back. He'll get the ball, a little bit of a delay, and he goes upfield and picks up some yardage down to about the 37-yard line. Picks up about 5 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, we're trying to strike at the center of the Canners line here. We have trips left, setting up Ambrose and Jonas Pohutsky and Kufta on the left side. And over on the right side, we had Matt Morose, number 9, as the slot receiver. And trying to run Kogut, just picking his way through the center of the line.
This time we line up in an I formation with Shinsky in front of DeMarco, and DeMarco gets the ball. And DeMarco tried to cut it outside, but a great play down there by the linebacker, Nate Witherow. And Witherow stops DeMarco for a loss on the play, so it's going to bring up 3rd down now and about 7 for the Red Tornadoes. Nice play by Witherow. Really,
yeah,
he was really popped off the corner right and right into DeMarco's path. All right, 3rd down play now as Marcus comes into the huddle from the sideline. He brings Kogut in with him. They will line up in a 1-back set. Haynes, the lone back in back of Wasilewski. They're split 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He goes down to Ambrose. Ambrose is going to take the ball inside the 30. 1st down, Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, nice call by Coach Brennan that time. The defender has been playing off of Ambrose this whole series. When he came over to the right side, he was giving him at least 10 to 12 yards back. And all Ambrose had to do is make him move a little bit, take 5 or 6 steps back, button hooks, and that was it. It was a 1st down. Nice play. Nice catch by Ambrose in this rain, too.
Haynes with the ball this time, and Haynes is going to pick up. Ooh, nice extra effort by James Haynes as he goes inside the 25-yard line down to about the 24. Great extra effort by Haynes. It brings up 2nd and 5.
And that extra effort sort of opens up your playbook for Coach Brennan.
Yeah.
You know, that extra effort, instead of picking up 2 yards, now you pick up 5. And boy, you can run a lot more plays with a 2nd and 4 or 2nd and 5 than you can with a 2nd and maybe 7 or 8.
All right, we got him wide now to the left. 2 guys split wide left, 1 tight to the right. He
Look
goes
at
downfield.
Avellino.
He had Avellino, the tight end, but he was high.
Yes.
Avellino couldn't hold on.
High, and it was a little strong there that time, right through Avellino's hands, but he catches that. That's a touchdown.
All right, so it'll stay third and a long 4 for the Red Tornadoes. 4:51 remaining here in the second quarter of play. The Red Tornadoes lead this football game 7-0 on the 24-yard pass from Wasilewski to Kogut in the first quarter. All right, Haynes again in the backfield. Brings 2 guys out to his right, 1 out left. He looks downfield. He's back to pass. He's going to keep the ball. He goes along the sidelines, but will not pick up the 1st down. It'll bring up 4th down for the Red Tornadoes.
Marcus tried. He looked downfield. Some good defense by Biglersville. Had everybody covered. You know, and that's a little bit of maturity coming out in Marcus here. You know, it's a bad night to be throwing the ball. You know, to an open guy, let alone when the defense is playing such a good game down there and have all the receivers covered. And he did the right thing. He tucked the ball back underneath his arm and headed for the sidelines.
All right, now we come out in a straight I formation. He's got 1 guy split left, and he dropped the
On
ball.
the ground.
And he's going to go down right along the 25-yard line, right around the line of scrimmage, and the Red Tornadoes will turn the ball over on downs to the Canners. Red Tornadoes struggling with ball control here with the wet ball. They are struggling. And I know that, realize it's raining very hard, but I know that Coach Brennan's not going to be happy about this. The Canners have not had that. Now, in their, in our defense, the Canners haven't had the ball much either. All right, it's 1st and 10 now for Biglerville. Wagaman brings him up. He's in an I formation. Lined up fairly tight. And he's going to, now we're seeing the option, and he keeps it and picks up some nice yardage on the play. Picks up about 9 yards on the option play. That was the first we really saw him run it.
Yeah, everything was straight dive. This time they did run the option play. They had the tail man going to the outside. Quarterback finds the seam and cut the ball up. And I'll tell you what, that is close to a first down.
Let's see if they give it to him. They're going to measure him and say he's real close. Let me see if he's not at the line, but let me see where they measure it at. So the stick's out on the field here, and they're going to put it down, and he is going to be short by about 2 inches. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and less than a half a foot to go. Best actual run from an offensive set for the Canners all evening, as he picks up 9 yards on the keeper. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that option. The scrimmages they ran, that's all they did. I mean, they belly option those teams to death. It's what they're known for. It's the offense that everybody knows they run. But they have been very, very conservative offensively so far tonight. And we have a timeout on the field. The chain is
tangled.
Okay, they unkinked it. And we'll put time back in. Again, 4:16 now remaining here in the second quarter at the Silver Bowl.
The nose guard for the Tornadoes, number 71, Jeff Hoffman, now comes in, gives Jake Shinsky a rest.
Right up the middle, and that goes nowhere. The Red Tornadoes was a quick opener and nowhere. They were all over that. Haynes coming off the pile, Shinsky coming off the pile.
And that might be the reason why they haven't run the option. There was some good penetration into the backfield, and the way the option runs, you have to have some explosion off your offensive line to drive the defensive back, so the quarterback can work the whole offense all the way down left or right.
All right, 3rd down now. Actually, 3rd down, and it was 2nd down with almost nothing to go. Now it's 3rd down. They actually lost a little bit of yardage. Still less than 1, and they are going to keep the quarterback keeper again.
Oh, nice play.
Oh, my goodness. Now, I think he might have gotten it when he finally fell, but
Haynes comes in to make the tackle.
Yeah, nice
play.
Kogut was in there, too. You're right. Now, let me see where they placed it. Oh, my God, he
did. He lost.
He did not get it. They were 2nd down and 2 inches, folks, and he didn't get the first down. Now, it's 4th down, and they're thinking about going for it, and I would, too.
2 minutes and 57 seconds left in the first half.
My goodness. I mean, he needs this just for confidence.
Yeah.
He's got to give that team the – I mean, I know this is a tough call to make, but, I mean, if they don't make this, they've got serious offensive problems the rest of the year.
Oh, there it is.
All right, we jump offside and give them the first down finally, because I'm not too sure they would have gotten it otherwise. Red Tornado defense all over the Canners right now. They'll get the 5-yard penalty, pick up the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Canners as they bring the ball up, and they're going to set it down about the Canner 38-yard line, or still 39-yard line.
And that was intentional. They held that count as long as they possibly could.
Well, my guess is they might have even taken the penalty and then kicked it. I'm not sure what their thought process, but they're certainly having their problems on offense. Handoff right up the middle. This time he's got some room, and he does have some room. He broke free. Pahutsky's going to bring him down finally, but a nice run in there by the big guy for the Canners, number 34, Nate Witherow. Best yardage of the night. And it was just a quick handoff inside off that option, and he went right up the middle. And Pahutsky saves the touchdown for the Red Tornadoes. He's in Red Tornado territory. In fact, they're in there for the first time tonight, and they're down at the Red Tornado 33-yard line. Again, this is a 7-point ball game, 2:04 remaining here in the first half of play. Wagaman on the option. He's going to turn it upside down, and he's being brought down in there. And it was a nice play. Let me see who gets off that pile. Number 30.
James Haynes.
35. That's 35 for the Red Tornadoes coming off the bottom of that pile, and that is Eric Johnson.
Yep.
Eric Johnson made a nice play.
Yeah, Eric is coming out. He's a sophomore. He had the option to come up and play with the varsity last year. Decided to stay down on the freshman squad to get some more experience down there in playing time. And, boy, it certainly paid off.
Gain of about a yard on the play. It's second down and 9 now, down at about the 32-yard line. Again, right up the middle goes the Witherow. Witherow's going to be pulled down at the 29-yard line. Shinsky going to come off the bottom of the pile along with Goins.
Yep, Shinsky and Goins. Shinsky snuffed that out right away. Reached up.
Here you see the replay of that. You can see how jumbled up it gets in the middle on this play. Notice how many, there you go. Notice how many of the Canners are in the middle of that field also. And you can see a perfect play made down there by the Red Tornadoes. It's now 3rd and 6 for the Canners at the Red Tornado 29. Wagaman out of the shotgun, under pressure, and he gets his guy, number 6, down there. But Kogut makes a perfect tackle. James was the receiver. Kogut hits him immediately, and in fact, you see where they put the ball. I think he might have lost yardage.
I think he did too.
He did lose yardage. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Absolutely lost yardage. So it's fourth. It's going to be 4th and 4 now.
And his problem, he caught the ball and tried to elude the tackle by Kogut by coming back towards the line of scrimmage, and that was his mistake.
That's a textbook tackle by Kogut to stop him dead in his tracks. So a tough call now again, a second time the Canners are going to do a 4th down call on this particular series. The first one went for a 5-yard penalty. This one they're going to have to do a little better on, I think.
And I think Coach Kogut is out there and he's telling them, sit on the ball. Don't get too antsy there. Waiting to watch the ball and wait until it's snapped.
Canners taking their time here during the timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining here in the game. The umpire's over there telling them they're going to come out of the huddle. It's been a very long timeout. And here they come. Wagaman brings him up. Wagaman's a good-looking ball player. Nice size quarterback. He has some speed and some quickness. All right, they're going to come out, and Wagaman comes out in a shotgun formation. He puts 2 guys to his left, 1 guy in the right slot, and 1 guy tight along the sideline on the right. He looks downfield. He's heading down there, and Kufta. Great play by Kufta to knock that play down. And the Canners are turned back at the 27-second mark here of the second quarter, and they will not score any points on this drive, their best drive of the evening so far, though.
Kufta makes a great play there defensively.
There you saw it. You just saw him reach up like that.
And not only that, he watched the ball go over his head after he tipped it and still swatted at it the second time to make sure that the receiver wouldn't catch the ball on the rebound.
Washleski goes back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He looks downfield. He was trying to get to Ambrose, and Ambrose got tangled up down there with Wagaman. Some people are thinking maybe a penalty, but I think it was just bumped into each other trying to go for the ball.
Nice post. We ran trips to the right that time. Post play by Ambrose right down the middle of the field.
All right, Marcus runs in with the play from Coach Brennan.
Biglerville, I'll tell you what, they don't have much size defensively in the backfield. But I'll tell you what, they're playing some very, very tight pass protection.
That's why I think they brought Wagaman in there. He's the tallest guy in the team. I think that's what they were looking for. Everybody well covered that time, and the Canners are doing an excellent job right now defensively at covering the ball carriers. They know we're throwing.
Yep.
And they're doing a great job. That time Marcus basically had to throw it out of bounds. There's no one to go to. Continues to rain heavy here. And Moreau's now into the Mount Carmel area offensive lineup. Moreau's another one of those kids that they're saying are the hands kids that can take the ball. We know what an athlete he is.
Yes.
Speed, some strength. He really can move. He's going to come out split. They go in a trips right formation. Shinsky in the backfield. Plenty of time, and he's going to send it downfield. Now he's being chased. He tucks it, and he's going to run, and he should head out of bounds. Don't take the hit if you let you had to. And they're going to get him for hitting him out of bounds. Hitting him out of bounds is the call. It was a yard or so out, somewhere around the Canner 46-yard line, I would think. Yeah, 46-yard line. So it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. 8 seconds to go here in the first half. They lead 7-0. All right, this time he's going to put trips out to the other side, to the left side, which is the wide side of the field now. And we'll see what he looks to do there. Plenty of room, and he finds Pahutsky, and the ball bounces around a little bit, and it's going to go incomplete. And there are 2 seconds, so we'll get one more play.
Nice play. Jonas watched it all the way, but again, great defense protection on the pass play there that time. Jonas hit very hard in the back, and the ball squirts out.
All right, shotgun formation now for the Red Tornadoes. We put 2 out to the left side, the wide side, 1 tight along the sideline. Shinsky in the help, and Marcus lets it rip, and he's sending it down to Ambrose, but just too long. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first half of play here in the first game of the 2006 season. The score, the Red Tornadoes 7, the Biglerville Canners 0. Okay, folks, we're back here to get this second half started again. The Red Tornadoes lead by a 7-0 margin. The first half, in the first quarter, the Red Tornadoes looked like they were going to blow the Canners out of the game. The second quarter came, the Red Tornadoes offense went south, and although the Canners only had 1 threat in the first half, again, a 7-0 game is a tight game. The conditions, as I had spoken to you throughout the first half, the conditions have deteriorated through this half. It is raining harder now than it has at any point during the game. I mean, it is just starting to pummel you, rain that hard kind of thing. So just rain at the moment. The Red Tornadoes will be kicking off to the Canners to start the second half off. Down deep for the Canners is McMaster, number 35, and number 6 is Bernard James. And, of course, Kufta during the kickoff duties for the Red Tornadoes, and he lets it rip, and it's going to go short to about the 20-yard line. It bounces down. McMaster picks it up, and he is level. Oh, my goodness. That's number 42. Sean McCullum leveled him. Oh. I'll tell you what, the special teams for the Red Tornadoes are excellent. Sean McCullum,
yeah, we were down talking to Jose before the game, and he did say number 42, Sean McCullum, is a
freshman.
Looker.
Freshman.
This kid's a freshman. He's a looker. You want to watch him over the next year or so. You're going to see some great play out of him.
All right, the Canners come out. They're somewhat confused about their lineup here, so they're going to stay in that I formation with a slot back. McMaster in the slot. And they're going to hand it up to the up back, as they have done for the majority of the evening here. The up back is number 32, Foster, actually the fullback in that formation.
Number 29 is playing the right linebacker position there that time. That's Kevin Demko. Comes in, he makes the tackle. Or 28 it even might be. Demetrius.
Yeah, Demetrius would be. He's the regular linebacker in there. Julius. Him and Haynes are the 2 linebackers. second down and about 8 for the Canners. 2-yard pickup. And we go the other way, and that one goes nowhere.
Nowhere. That was a straight dive.
That's Goins.
Goins and
Shinsky.
Shinsky just came right through the center of the offensive line and makes a great tackle. Loss of maybe about a yard on the play.
I'm surprised they have run that play so many times. It's just a straight handoff to the fullback, the upback. He's going in the guard center hole on either side. Yet it's not done anything. They've not stretched the defense out at all. I'm not sure what the game plan is offensively for them.
I think there's so much penetration on the side of the line outside the tackle and end that they are having a hard time running the option play.
All right, they pitch it out now to the short guy. Word.
Okay.
He is leveled down at the 25-yard line. Kufta
and
Haynes leveled him. I didn't even get his number right, and he was gone. That's Jordan. Came in as a fullback. He's actually the smallest of the guys that plays fullback, and he is demolished. Lost yardage. It's 4th down now and a long 11. So Tronbaugh will be in to do the kickoff or the punt. The Red Tornadoes sitting down along their own. He dropped the ball. He's in serious trouble now, and he's broken away. And now look at him. He's up the sideline, and he almost picks the first down up. I think he may have.
I think he did.
What a great play by Tronbaugh from the Canners. He dropped the ball when he got it centered to him. He took off. Let me see where they placed it. It's first down. He picked up the first down.
Yep.
What a great play by Tronbaugh. Heads up by big number 81, the punter. And he's going to go up the sideline, the Biglerville sideline, after he drops the ball and picks up the first down.
Tell you what, they should put him back there because he put on a head of steam, and nobody was stopping him until he dove over to tackle to actually pick up the first down.
So it's 1st and 10. Canners now up around the Red Tornado 34-yard line. No, 37.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm right the first time. Ball at the 37, 1st and 10. Back in that I formation and back again right up the middle to the short guy. And this time he picks up some pretty good yardage. About 5 yards on the play. That's number 32 down there, Foster. Again, the fullback picking up the yardage.
And he picked that up all on his own. He had no blockers in front of him. He just put his head down. There were about 4 defenders making the tackle that time.
Kovalevsky trots into the Red Tornado lineup. He's going to give Kogut a rest here. He'll play cornerback. Again, they come out the same formation. Again, there's nothing fancy about this offensive formation. Wagaman under center. This time Wagaman's going to give it to the deep back, and he goes nowhere. He is just completely smothered in there, and I believe that was 35 again.
Yep.
Yes, it was, absolutely. Number 35 for the Red Tornadoes is Eric Johnson.
Yep.
Having a whale of a football game here in the second half.
Yeah, he's another one we talked about at the beginning of the game. He's coming in. He's very, very strong. He was looking at a linebacker position. He's going to be one of those multi-people. I vote on those guys every year. They'll play about 4 or 5 positions, and I think Eric Johnson's going to do that for the Tornadoes. And no matter where he is going to be, he's going to give you 110%.
All right, it's 3rd and 8 on the 3-yard loss. Wagaman now rolls out towards his own bench, and he's going nowhere as Haynes, the linebacker, penetrates and brings him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it's 4th down now. Nice penetration by Haynes. It was a rollout. He was rolling towards his own bench, looking to throw the slant out, and nothing doing as Haynes shuts it down from the linebacker position.
Yeah, Ambrose that time, number 12, strung that play out, and that's what gave Haynes the time to come up through the gap to make the tackle.
All right, we're back in the punt formation again. Tronbaugh's got it clean this time, and he lets it rip. It's going to bounce down, and I think it hit Morose.
I'll tell you what, heads-up play by Matt Morose, number 9 that time. Ball comes down. It was a short punt. Morose was blocking the defender out of the way. The ball comes up and hits him.
Here you see it. Watch it hit now. On the replay, you'll see the ball. Now you see Morose, and it hit him. He was actually ducking away from it, but he looked around and saw it then. He got on it, a heads-up play by Morose, but you're right, that could have been a problem. All right, the Red Tornadoes come out for the first time here in the second half on offense. Washleski has them up in an I formation. This time he has Haynes as the fullback, and Haynes will take the ball as the fullback. Tough runner.
Yep.
James is a tough runner. He takes it out to the 45-yard line or so.
Almost 5 yards picked up, 4.5. It's going to be a long 5.5, depending on where they put the ball down. But again, Haynes kicking out to the left side, trying to get around the end, giving himself some running room that time. Shinsky, number 34, comes in. 32, James Haynes comes out, takes the rest for a little while.
All right, you got Boom Boom Shinsky, number 34, and you got DeMarco literally hiding behind him at the tailback spot. And it's DeMarco. And DeMarco's got a head of steam on him.
Look at this. Look at DeMarco.
DeMarco makes the turn, and there he goes. One guy, and that's going to be Wagaman, the quarterback, takes him down at the Canner 20-yard line.
There he goes, and that's what DeMarco brought to the field last year for us.
Here you see him coming at you.
Coming at you. Look at the blocking here, and all he has to do is get to the outside. And just with his speed and his agility here, he takes off and down the sideline to the 21-yard line.
There you see Wagaman saves the touchdown, a 35-yard run by DeMarco. Haynes up the middle. Haynes takes it down inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 16-yard line.
Tell you what, Haynes is playing a good game tonight. First and 10, he's picking up 5 yards in the middle of that field every time he carries on a wet, soggy field. Takes the ball down to about the 16. Shinsky comes in as the fullback. DeMarco to tailback.
DeMarco will go in motion now, away from the play. And Shinsky with the ball. And Shinsky pounds his way down to the 11-yard line. Very close to the first down. He should be just short of it when they place it. It'll be third down and about a half a yard. And that's,
no, they give him a
they gave it to him. I was going to say they didn't
Yep.
place it down. I'm waiting for him to sit down with it. And he makes the first down. It's in about a half a yard off. It is a first down, and it's 1st and 10 as he can get inside the 1-yard line for the first down. It is not a goal situation yet. All right, the Red Tornadoes come up, and this time they come out in a full house backfield. Yet they go right up the middle with Shinsky. So they do not use the heavy backfield. They go on a quick opener to Shinsky, and he piles down inside the 10-yard line. And we'll see where they place it down finally.
Coach just giving you a different offensive set to look at here. And, of course, trying to have the defense for Biglerville adjust slightly. We usually run that play off tackle when we run full backfield like that.
All right, brings up a 2nd down and 7 from inside the 8-yard line. Haynes. And the Haynes follows the big backfield in. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. That time they went with the heavy backfield and they used it. Haynes follows the blockers over the left side, puts it into the end zone. An 8-yard run by James Haynes at the 5:11 mark of the third quarter, and the Red Tornadoes are up 13-0 with Kufti in to attempt the extra point. First touchdown in a Red Tornado uniform for Mr. Haynes.
Still red like the Crimson Tide, like his dad.
His old team, yeah. Kufta puts it up and through, and that one he drilled it through. So it's 14-0 Red Tornadoes now. 5:11, as I said, in the third quarter, and now the Canners need to get something mounted offensively. As I said, they have done almost nothing offensively tonight. One big play, the quarterback keeper on the option kicked up, I guess, about 30 yards on it. But other than that
was it.
Nothing. They've done nothing on offense, and they're going to have to pick it up a little bit if they want to stay in the football game. And again, conditions are deteriorating every moment. I tell you this, folks. It just is raining as hard as it can rain right now.
I think the other big play was the drop punt. I think he picked up 15 yards just about on that
was
play.
Probably the other long run of the night on the mistake, and he actually turned it around. So And he's actually 81. Tronbaugh is one of the better players out there. He's had himself a whale of a game, and Wagaman probably the best athlete I've seen. Number one, he's playing quarterback and he's playing safety now. He's probably the best of the group out there. All right, McMaster is down there along with James, and this time they flip sides for whatever reason. I always wonder why they do that. But now James is closer to me than McMaster for some reason. Gufta lets it rip, and this one's a pretty deep one down along the 10-yard line, and it's McMaster coming up the field. And he gets met by a wall of red tornadoes about the 24-yard line, where the Cannons will take it over 1st and 10. Gufta coming off the pile down there.
Along with number 27, Josh Hornberger.
Hornberger also on the stop.
Again, number 26, the kamikaze, was Dave DeMarco down there, and he was around the backside of all the blocking and goes in and tries to sweep an ankle out and just missed.
And we had Coach Brennan actually go out and get the kicking tee. How often do you see that happen? And he's thinking to himself, that was really far down. I didn't realize how far I had to bend. All right, this time we go to the deep back in the offense out of the I formation once again.
They got to stop doing that.
Yeah, picks up about a yard, I would think. Let's see who gets off the very bottom of the pile is Ambrose.
Ambrose and number 34, Jake Shinsky, getting off that. But the last two series they had the ball, they tried giving it to the tailback, and it's just too long of a play. The defense for the Tornadoes is they're just swarming all over the ball.
Yeah, I agree. It does. It takes too long to get to the line of scrimmage, and that's what's happening down there. All right, again, the I formation. They got a slot back now out to his left, but they go right up the middle to the short back, and he's gonna ball's on the ground. He got turned around a couple of times in the pile, and the ball's on the ground. The Red Tornadoes have recovered the fumble. So the Canners give up their first fumble of the evening down along the 24-yard line, and it's a costly one for the Canners.
I didn't see who came up.
I didn't either. He got spun around by like 5 guys. He took a bunch of hits, and instead of going down, and you want him to fight like that, but on a night like this, it's so hard to hold the ball. He coughed it up, and there you see in the replay, you can see the scrum going on. And there's 5 or 6 Red Tornadoes down on the ball down there, and I did not see who actually came up with it. Well, 1st and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes, and it's DeMarco on the carry. And DeMarco piles his way down to the 20-yard line, about a 4-yard gain.
Again, some good surge blocking on the right side of the offensive line here. We got, of course, number 60, Chris Steck, the center, the right guard, 65, Mike McCullum, and the right tackle, 55, Logan McCracken. The tight end, number 58, Dave Avellino, putting his shoulders in there. And they're getting some good surge. They had the lead blocker that time, Haynes, coming up in front of DeMarco. And, of course, DeMarco picks up 5 yards.
All right, Haynes the fullback in front now, and Haynes will take the quick handoff, and he'll pile his way down inside the 20-yard line down to the 16-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 4. A little less than 4 for the first down. Ball sitting at the Canner 16-yard line. There's 3 minutes and 19 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play. The Red Tornadoes lead 14-0.
Yeah, Coach Brennan is running nothing fancy here. If you look at the series again, it's just left tackle, right tackle. He's trying to run a wide slot to the right side, spread the defense out.
DeMarco behind Shinsky. This time DeMarco with a little bit of room. And DeMarco's very close to the first down, and I believe he has it. And he does. So tough run by DeMarco. Shinsky leading the way in there. The ball will be placed down at the 11-yard line where it is 1st and 10 from the 11. Demetrius back in the Red Tornado defensive lineup. Number 28, you saw him going in. He'll take a linebacker position. I'm sorry, in the offense. I'm sorry. He's going to take a backfield position, and he's actually going in as the fullback. I'm on the wrong side of the ball again.
Yes, that is true. You can see the numbers, though. I got to give you that.
That I can. DeMarco, and he's not going to get outside this time. A nice play in there. Again, number 1, Wagaman out of that free safety. He's having a whale of a football game, and he'll stop DeMarco for no gain on the play at 2nd and 10. Watch him come up, how quick he comes up. There, he's coming right through there, and boom.
Yep.
Nice tackle by Wagaman. All right, Demetrius back out now. You see him play fullback much tonight. Shinsky back in, and now in back of Shinsky, we have Kogut back at the tailback spot. So you see a lot of guys touching the ball tonight for the Red Tornadoes. Nice opening, and there goes Kogut, and he's going to take it into the end zone. Yep. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. Excellent play by the Red Tornadoes as they take it in. Ryan Kogut on an 11-yard run for the Red Tornadoes.
Again, that's a misdirection play. We dive to the right side of the tackle, and Kogut fakes that way and then comes back over the left tackle of the offensive line and he heads right for the corner.
Nice block, and he had actually Demko down there doing some blocking for him. Number 29, you saw him in the replay. So Kufta now on for the extra point attempt. Pawitsky on the hold, and there's a timeout on the field. There's actually a flag on the field, and I'm not sure what we did there.
I don't know.
We're going to show an illegal substitution.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There you have it. And they've managed to have an illegal substitution on a punt.
Yes, they did.
On a point after attempt. That's unusual. That is definitely unusual. You don't see that twice in a game now, but they have it sorted out. They move the ball a little closer down, and they go for it again. Ball is up, and it is good. Kufta remains perfect on the evening, and the score now, with 1:36 remaining in the third quarter here in the vaunted Silver Bowl of Mount Carmel area. The score of the Red Tornadoes 21. The Canners of Biglerville 0. And Wayne, the Canners need to do something quick. The game got away from them very quickly here in the third quarter.
You know, and again, you're right. These teams that run the option play, they're stuck with the option play. And, and I think the defense for the Tornadoes is dictating what the quarterback is doing with the ball. Certainly, he is not running the ball down the back of the offense. The way that the option is
it's designed to do, especially the belly option where he needs to step back a minute and give himself a little bit of room on that line. He's not done that at all so far tonight. Now, if I remember, I didn't see the stats, but I don't think he has the completion. He has one interception, but no completions.
I went over to Jose to get the stats at halftime. He said something about it leaking onto the field. It was raining that hard. All the numbers are down there.
I saw his paper. It was a big blue blur. McMaster fumbles the ball. James picks it up around the 10. He's going to try to make the turn, but he's not going to do it. The Red Tornadoes will bring him down about the 20. No, he's going to be, let's put it right on the 20. Right at the 20-yard line. A good play
29.
by James because McMaster let it get over his head and he bobbled it.
Yeah,
James picked it up.
29, Kevin Demko making the tackle that time.
All right, the Canners need to do something here at the 128 mark here. And again, look how tight they line up, though.
Yep.
There's no spread of this offense at all. Always lined up perfectly tight. We pitch it now to the back. Number 20's coming out there, and that's Kovaleski. And Kovaleski had a nice play.
Yeah,
Jordan was the carry. There's a flag, and I believe he might have touched the face mask.
Yeah, he probably hit the face mask on that one. With Eric Johnson back in playing the right defensive end. I'm trying to see who was playing the left. We're getting a couple new jerseys in there.
I don't know if he got him by the face mask or not, to tell you the truth. He didn't. That wasn't a face mask call, I don't think.
Well, I'd like to know what the call was then because it was only...
He didn't. I just saw the replay. He didn't touch his face. Oh, personal foul.
Oh, the other way.
They touched the face mask.
It was the other way.
I was going to say, he had his hand right up there, but he had him by his jersey, like where your pads end.
Yeah.
He had reached up there. So, yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think he touched the face mask after looking at the replay down there. Again, great job of a replay to be able to tell me that. They were right on that thing. You can see where his hand actually was. So, a penalty against the Canners now throws it the other way, and it's going to bring up first down and about 14 or so. Let's say it's 1st and 14. Timeout on the field. Coach Brennan wants to ask a question. And I think he's asking him where the ball should have been. And he's right. They put it down too short. Heads up play by Coach Brennan on that as he questions the spot on the foul. And they pick the ball up and move 5 yards farther down. So now we're talking more like first and 18 or 19 or somewhere in there. Heads up play there. Again, Jordan, they tried the same play, and Jordan be brought down in there very quickly by number
50.
50.
Phil Chicatano. And a flag, and again unsportsmanlike, I would assume, on this one again.
On the Canners?
Yes.
I didn't see what happened. But they obviously can't afford to shoot themselves in the foot here, and I'm not sure why they're so frustrated. But this will move them back again, I guess, if it's against them. Let me see where they... Coach Brennan's saying, make sure you count the right amount of yards. He's down there giving them some help now. But another costly penalty. Although, for as hard as it's raining, you think the umpiring crew would be working a little faster on this one, but they're having a long conversation about a penalty call down there. It has to go backward. They haven't moved the ball from the line of scrimmage yet, so let's see where they end up with putting it down, and I think it's 10 yards.
Well, it is unsportsmanlike, so it should be.
See, again, he's confused of where it goes down at. Ball's back at about the 7-yard line. And he's they're definitely having some problem there with where they're putting the ball. Now they're going to get the down right because it's now second down is where it should be. It's second down now and about 20, oh goodness, about 22 or 3 yards, 23 yards maybe to go. Give it to the up back. He's got himself some room brought down in there by Morose finally. Help from Shinsky and help from
Lachlan, number 4, John. And we also have number 71, Jeff Kaufman, in playing the nose guard position.
Kaufman's a transfer from the Cardinal Brennan program. As you know, the Brennan program dropped football this year for lack of numbers. Most of them went to Shenandoah and a co-op, but Kaufman chose to come and enroll in Mount Carmel. And that's where he is playing this year.
Yes, I think Shenandoah picked up 11 players.
Yeah, they did. All right, folks, that is the end of the third quarter of play here in the Silver Bowl, in a rain-drenched Silver Bowl, I might add. The score at the end of 3, the Red Tornadoes of Mount Carmel 21, the Biglerville Canners 0. I'm a little confused by that.
I mean, even the limited amount of success they had offensively, it is to the short man where they've had any type of movement with the ball. As soon as they go back to the deep back, that's where they're losing 2, 3, 4 yards.
All right, it's 3rd and 15 now. We start the fourth quarter of play. Wagaman looks downfield. He's got his receiver, and his receiver is hit immediately. Hit down there by Morose, number 9, on the coverage.
That was a short pass play. I don't know what they were looking at. We had very good coverage defensively, pass coverage that time. He picked up maybe about 4 yards. I don't know whether he was looking to give his punter a little bit of room that time or not, but
yeah, I mean that's an odd call.
Yeah.
I mean it was 3rd and 15. Now it's 4th and 11. So they gained 4 yards on the pass play, and now they're back punting. And Trauenbaugh is going to be punting from about his 5-yard line. He's sitting down on his own 5-yard line. The Red Tornadoes are back deep about the 50-yard line. We have Pahutsky, and now Morose is the other guy. And this time Kufta almost blocked it. It's going to drop in front of Pahutsky, and he's going to let it go down, and it's going to be down just inside the 45-yard line at the 44-yard line of the Red Tornadoes, where they'll pick it up 1st and 10. And we're seeing some different people in there for the Red Tornadoes. Right off the bat, I'm looking at number 88, Colin Menepace. Colin Menepace in the lineup. First we've seen him, Colin got hurt almost, I think in preseason or first game, and we had not seen him the whole year. I got to see him rehabbing as I was rehabbing last year. I know how hard he works, so I know we're expecting to see great things out of Colin. It's good to see big number 88 out there in a uniform again.
You were rehabbing?
Well, I was up there. I understand that girls went up there.
Oh, was that okay?
So I went. Okay, I'm sorry, I lied. All right, Ambrose on the run. And he's bulling his way, and he won't go down. And Ambrose still going. Not a lot of yardage, but a tough run.
Tough run. And he just continued to fight. Coach
wasn't happy with the way he got brought
Coach
down at the end.
His headset came flying off. I don't know what he was looking at there.
He picks up, I'd say he picked up about, let's say 3 yards. I'm going to give him second and a long 7. But it was a tough 2.5 yards there. All right, we got the Red Tornadoes now. Single back formation. They got 2 slot backs, Ambrose and DeMarco in the slot. Ambrose now goes the other way in motion, but it is Haynes right up the middle, and Haynes continues to pound the ball close to the first down.
Again, I'd like to see what, he's picking away at Biglersville all night. He's not picking up that big yardage, but I'll tell you what, when you're looking at 1st and 10 and he's picking up 5 yards every time he touches the ball, that's where you do it quietly. And that's what James is doing, Haynes, right now. He's doing it quietly, and that's where you pick up that big yardage.
All right, they're going to spot the ball about a half a yard or so short of the first down, so it brings up 3rd and a half yard. Again, Haynes, the exact same formation as the last play, and this time Kogan in motion, and this time Haynes. And Haynes easily picks up the first down. In fact, he picks up 4 yards on the carry, and is now the ball set down in Canner territory at the Canner 41-yard line. And the Red Tornadoes pretty much have taken control of this football game from the beginning of the 3rd quarter on. The Canners have not mounted any type of threat. And again, I just think the Canners needed a little bit more different offense.
Yeah,
they just did not. And maybe, again, I shouldn't say it that way because it's the first game, and they also maybe are trying to adjust kids to an offense and get kids into the offense for the first time. And I can safely tell you now, folks, as the wind has blown all of my papers for the 2nd or 3rd time, not only is it raining, but now it has become, as we were told it would be, it is becoming windier. The flag, even soaking wet, is beginning to move. And so the conditions continue to deteriorate here. Thankfully, we are in the 4th quarter, getting near the halfway mark of the 4th quarter.
But as you look at the roster for Biglersville, they have very few seniors. They are playing with the young team. Quite a few juniors, but more sophomores.
Yeah. Right up the middle, and that is Demetrius on the carry, number 28, coming out of that fullback spot. And he takes it down inside the 35-yard line, down to about the 34-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 for the Red Tornadoes.
Again, coach is keeping it as simple as possible. He doesn't want to do it. You're in the 4th quarter here. It's just straight dive, left and right. Either the fullback or your tailback's going to handle the ball.
Right up the middle again, Demetrius, and this time Demetrius breaks it free, and he's going to take it in, ladies and gentlemen. Touchdown! A 33-yard scamper by Julius Demetrius in the end zone, and the Tornadoes are on the scoreboard once again.
Watch the replay on this. He does this all. He gets a great blocking up in the line, but the left linebacker, the right linebacker comes over and he puts his shoulder down, powers right over number 2, and that was it. He ran right through him, puts on the afterburners and scores.
Yeah, smacked number two to the ground down there. Yep. He wasn't doing a whole lot to help his cause there. All right, Kufta on to attempt the extra point here. He puts it up, and it is good, and he remains perfect in the score at 7:47 of the 4th quarter. The Red Tornadoes 28, the Canners of Biglerville 0. I want to take a moment here to let you guys know on this TV broadcast here exactly how it is you get to hear and see this on the Caverns. Tonight we have Robin Hampton, Adam Juraski, Mike Purcell, Alexis Rhodes, and Jesse McPhee, Jared Cambria, and Ashley Krusky, sorry. Well, the writing wasn't that good. Don't be looking at me now. I read that as best I could. The grips are Aaron McPhee, Kelly Flynn, and Cody Minning. Still photographer is David Hummel, Paige Schaffler, and Master Control, the Master Control of this season, the big man, Scotty Bolin. Well, a big thanks to those folks. Again, as we tell you every
Yeah.
year, you wouldn't see any of this, and Wayne and I would be truly even less important than we are now without this crew here. And believe me, doing it in the rain is not an easy task,
You're right.
folks. I can't imagine. We see a camera down there, a field camera down there that's completely wrapped in plastic, and it's just ugly to try to do this the way we're doing it, but they come through every time. Kufta lets it rip. McMaster down at the 10-yard line, and he's going right up the middle. And got himself a head of steam there, and he's going to bring it up a nice return up over the 25-yard line to the 27-yard line.
So it looks like number 27, Josh Hornberger, getting off the bottom of that pile, makes a good hit. Kevin Demko, number 29, is staying in the game. Giving Jonas Pohutsky, number 10, a break here.
All right, Pohutsky comes out of the game, and they want to make sure they have enough guys in the lineup though now.
Quinn McCracken, number 89, is in.
He's playing a quarterback position.
Ryan Fracolosi, number 83.
Right?
Yep, he's playing the defensive end left side.
Right up the middle again. I mean, really, it's getting hard to imagine they keep doing that. Kaufman coming off the bottom of the pile down there. Number 4 coming off the bottom pile. It's Langton Laughlin. That was close. I get points because that was close, and I got it right away.
Both of them start with an L. Number 66, Greg Kanovich, is in playing the left tackle position.
Justin Clokus also in the football game. This time a Wagaman keeper. Goes nowhere. That's number 66 coming off the bottom of the pile down there. For us, the guy we were just talking about is Kanovich on the tackle down there. He was helped out down there by number 50 getting off the pile, and that is Phil Chicatano. Phil comes out of the ball game now, and he had a weight of a football game.
Yes, he did. Number 42, Sean McCullum, is in that linebacking crew there.
All right, it's 3rd down and 9 for the Canners. 6:21 remaining. They are trailing by 28 points, and they're making no attempt to catch up anytime fast, as they have not left their basic offense all night. This time he goes back to pass, one of the rarer moments that he does, and he's well covered. Getting off the bottom of the pile is number 1, Kovaleski down there, and he had some help from Justin Clokus.
Number 74, Kyle Savitsky, was in on that play.
We are going to go deep for the Red Tornadoes. They'll be standing about their 40-yard line as Tronball gets ready to kick again, and he's done a lot of that tonight. He's dropped the ball once again under no pressure from the Red Tornadoes, and so Pohutsky calls for a fair catch, and he does so, and the Red Tornadoes will take over 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. And there's going to be a lot of new faces and numbers in the game right now, folks, for the Red Tornadoes. We will try to keep you abreast of everyone going in, but stay with us here. But there will be a bunch of new. I have to say that the new uniforms are a complete hit. They got wet, they got dirty, and we can read their numbers as clear as day. We get around through the season. I'll explain the whole idea behind the new uniform numbers and things, and it's actually quite funny how I always complained about them and thought I was the only one, only to find out that I wasn't. They were a difficult way to read in the way we had our uniforms made.
Ooh, baby, we got a whole new squad in there. Number 31, Anthony Rossini.
Number 6 at quarterback now for the Red Tornadoes is Clokus.
Matt Hepler, number 24, carried the ball that time. Coming out of the backfield, number 27, Josh Hornberger, is in there. Sean McCullum, number 42. Number 30, Joe Schwartz, is in.
All right, Clokus will line him up. He's got
Sean McCullum.
But he goes to the deep back there, which is number 20, right?
30.
30, I'm sorry, 30.
Yep. Joe Schwartz.
He hands off to Schwartz. Schwartz will lose some yardage on the play. 5 minutes, just about 5 minutes and counting here in the ball game.
74, Kyle Savitsky is in playing in tackle position.
So the Red Tornadoes have put a completely new team on the field here, as now Hornberger back into the offensive lineup. But there's a complete new football team for the Red Tornadoes on the field here.
Anthony Rossi, number 31, and number 2, Jared Morgan.
Schwartz gets the pitch, he cuts up field. Good hit on Schwartz that time from the Canners.
Good run by Schwartz.
Schwartz had a nice run that time.
Yes, he did. He had a good head of steam.
Clock continues to run here. The Canners not in the interest of stopping it. The Red Tornadoes are trying to drag it out as far as they can. The Red Tornadoes have a 4th down and 12, and I wondered they didn't put any different team on there, and I wondered what we were doing. But they have now decided they are going to kick. So Kufta comes in to do the kicking duties, and actually most of that kicking team is back in. Shinsky is the long snapper on the punt team, has been last year and again this year. Nice kick. James is calling for a fair catch. He'll let it hit the ground, and the Red Tornadoes will down it down at the Canner 31-yard line where it's 1st and 10, Biglerville.
Justin Hepler, number 13, is in the game.
John Long, number 64. I saw trotting in there, so he's on the field for us now. .42, Sean McCullum back in there.
Trying to make sure, yep, you're right.
13 is Hepler at that linebacker spot. All right, the Canners come up 1st and 10. Wagaman gets them set. Ooh, Red Tornadoes all over that play. It's going to be dropped for a yard loss or so. Actually, going to be dropped for a 2-yard loss.
That was number 64 that made that tackle.
64 is John Long.
John Long, nice play on his part, coming right through. And he's there. This is the first team offense for Biglersville. Boy, I'll tell you what, John Long made a nice play that time.
Wind is becoming vicious, folks. You can probably even hear it in our mics here. It's turning ugly out here now. Again, the Canners never left their offensive theory here, and that was short yardage up the middle, nothing flamboyant, nothing spread out. Same I formation. This time Wagaman's going to go back and try to pass. Flag is down. He gets it out to Tronbaugh for a gain of about 2 yards only, but there's a flag in the offensive backfield, and I believe it's going to go against the Canners.
Yeah, that's got to be holding.
I want to remind everybody that you are watching a broadcast brought to you by WKMC-TV. WKMC-TV is broadcasting directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area High School, a totally student-run TV studio. They are live in the mornings, and you can see them doing all kinds of different things other than football and sports. They actually do all kinds of productions in the evenings.
Yep.
You catch us on Channel 13 Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and of course, we do that courtesy of Service Electric TV, the fine folks out in Sunbury who make this all possible and let us cut into that programming on a Wednesday and all the other nights and days that we do. But again, a big thank you to Service Electric, and I can't say enough about the crew tonight. First night for them, first game, a lot of new faces here, pouring rain, windy, and they brought you a fantastic telecast, and everything went just perfectly. I know Dave has the same jitters as the coach does on that opening game, but he had a couple of veterans here. Scotty Bullock, of course, is one of his veterans. Let me see. I'll look down my list here and tell you some of the ones that are here from before. Of course, Jessie McPhee is Dave's daughter. Jared Cambria is back. Ashley Krusky is back, but there's a whole bunch of new people floating through here. And, of course, Scotty Bullock doing the master control chores. His first real big time doing that. So, actually a great telecast in tough weather conditions, and our hats go off to WKMC-TV, the entire staff. We also want to take a moment here to thank the Mount Carmel Area High School School Board. Actually, the school board for all of them, not just the high school. The Mount Carmel Area School Board, we want to thank them for their graciousness and their support of WKMC-TV throughout the years, and they truly are the ones who make this whole operation possible.
We have number 63, Billy Stewart, on the field, and number 40, Ryan Bibas.
Oh, Lord. I can't believe they ran that play again.
Yep.
It was 2nd and 24, guys. They ran an inside handoff to the up back, the fullback, and it lost 2 more yards. Going to bring up 3rd down at about 26 or 27. He was stopped as he got handed the ball. The Red Tornadoes stopped him. So 3rd and 26 now. The ball back at the 4-yard line of the Canners. So they've steadily marched backward here in the last waning seconds of the game here. But all right, here comes the Canners. They still got much of it. They got basically the whole first team in the game still. Wagaman, the 2 backs are actually in the end zone now. And they hand it to the back. And that's going to be stopped by number 42 down there. And, of course, that is Sean McCullum. So nice play, and it's now 4th down and 26. I'm hoping the Canners punt. I don't think I can handle another inside handoff, but when they do, their punt team now comes on. But again, an offense I think that's still a work in progress for Biglerville. Again, they are a belly option team, but we really didn't see much of that tonight. They didn't spread the defense out at all.
No, they didn't do much of anything.
No.
You think they would have.
Yeah, very vanilla offering on offense from the Canners. Trombaugh is kicking from the absolute last moment on the end zone. He was right at the line there. Number 89 for the Red Tornadoes was back to field the kickoff. It's fumbled. That was Quinn McCracken back for the Red Tornadoes, and he fumbled it. The Canners have taken over on the fumble, so they'll retain the football. We are under a minute to play here at 57 seconds. The Red Tornadoes again lead 28-0.
Number 70, Zach Lutz, goes into the line to play for the Tornadoes.
Well, I don't think there's anybody on the Tornado bench that hasn't gotten wet and dirty tonight, as Coach Brennan got everybody in the game. If the score 28-0 is a 7-0 at halftime, somewhat deceiving in that the Canners were not exactly, threatening to do anything all game. But all right, Wagaman now. Wagaman back to pass. He looks downfield and he's got his guy and he's loose. The Red Tornadoes are going to have to bring him down, and they will. That's McCracken on the stop. But number 21 got loose for the Canners, and that's Zach Lieberman. Longest pass play and only pass play of the evening for the Canners. So at 45 seconds, the Canners in Red Tornado territory at the Red Tornado 26-yard line. And the Canners would dearly like to put some points on the board if they can. The clock begins to run here. All right, the Canners line it up. Penalty flag flies.
On the play.
Now, I might add that the Canners left a lot of time fly off the clock there. It's down to 29 seconds before he threw the flag, and I'm not sure what they did there, unless they ran out of time, maybe. I don't know. Let me see what the call is. Call's going to go against the Red Tornadoes, so we must have got in the neutral zone. All right, now Wagaman gets him lined up here again. Now Wagaman's going out to talk to McMaster to make sure he knows what he's doing there. The clock continues to run, and now there is a timeout on the field. And that's about as jumbled as you're going to get at the end. Now, their best scoring opportunity,
they wasted the time.
There was 42 seconds on the clock when they started. There's 12 now. They haven't run the play yet. So they're going to take a timeout on the field here as we wait. We want to remind everybody, of course, Supper Club folks, we had just a packed house on Thursday night. We meet every Thursday night about 6:30 in the back room of Tucci's. $5 dues, and you can either get the meal we're serving, which is $7, or you can order off the menu, or you can not eat at all and just pay $5 and listen. Great time. We had the 4 captains down. We had 3 cheerleader captains down last night. We bring kids every week both players, cheerleaders, and towards the end we bring senior band people.
Yep.
We bring the chain crew. I mean, it's all about Mount Carmel football. Wagaman under center finally. Wagaman's going to roll and he's going to try to pass. He's under a lot of pressure. He's going to try to turn the corner, and he does, and he goes out of bounds. And that, with 4 seconds left, I have had my papers blow off more times tonight than I have in my whole lifetime. But it's going to bring up first down as he turned the corner and was able to pick up the first down. All right, it's 1st and 10. The ball's on the 14-yard line. There is 4 seconds left in the game. Wagaman's in a shotgun formation now as he looks downfield. He dearly wants to put it in the end zone, and he's going to run it in, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown. No time left on the clock. The Canners have scored on a 28-yard scamper by Wagaman, the quarterback. And the Red Tornadoes walking around dejected, but nothing to be dejected about.
No, you're right.
They had everybody in the game. Everybody got to play. That's the important thing here. The game will end. They will not kick the extra point. I don't think.
No, they have to. The game. They have to kick the extra point.
I don't know.
No?
Somebody needs to tell Coach Brennan because he's already gone.
I certainly thought that was the.
They are going to. No, they're not going to kick the extra point.
No?
I'm sorry, they're not. I thought so too, Wayne. I thought you had to. But with no time on the clock, Wagaman scampers in from 28 yards to put the Canners on the board. The final score from the Mount Carmel area Silver Bowl tonight on the opening game of the 2006 campaign is the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 28, the Canners of Biglerville 6. So all in all, a nice opening game under extremely tough conditions.
Yeah,
we'll say that.
I'll tell you what, if you were a Duck, you love this game because, it was a torrential downpour from right at the kickoff, and it's still coming down very hard. In fact, it's starting to get a little windy.
Yeah, the wind kicked up in the fourth quarter. Now, thankfully, it held off. But again, raining so hard that it was extremely difficult to pass the ball. We did pass in the first half probably more than I even thought we would. The second half, we almost did no passing.
And actually, in the second half, after we scored the second touchdown, there was no need to even put the ball in the air. In fact, Coach got a little conservative, which I don't blame him for doing. You know, he ran when he needed to. Don't forget that those are his bread and butter plays that he was running tonight. Mm-hmm. And even in these conditions, we needed to put the ball on the ground, get our blocking schemes down. We're not going to be the passing team. We want to be the running team first. It opens up the pass afterwards.
Well, you're right. I mean, he was very explicit about that at Supper Club last night, that he wants to run the ball. He felt we did not run the ball well for the past couple of years, for a lot of different reasons, injuries, personnel, whatever it was. But he felt very confident going into the game tonight that he had a good stable of runners, not just one, but he had a lot of runners, and he does. We saw that by how many kids actually touched the ball tonight.
Yeah.
So I think he accomplished that task. I don't think passing was what he was real interested in, especially when it was raining so hard. I don't think he was worried about that. So I think he got a great performance from his defense. Although I will say that it's somewhat difficult to judge against this Canner team that had such a vanilla offense.
Yeah.
I mean, simply did not do anything offensively that would keep you on your toes. It was always up the middle. They seldom tried to get outside. Now maybe they couldn't, and they knew that. I don't know. And passing-wise, just not a good night passing for the Canners. And as I said in the beginning, not a big surprise because the offense they run doesn't lend itself to passing much. So they didn't do that. So I don't know. Jose's here. Jose is now confident that giant ink stain that he had is now actually numbers. Okay, we got the game stats finally. We didn't have the first half stats because it was raining so hard that Jose almost drowned during the first half and came up and I said I laughed. There was a giant ink stain on your paper, and that was the entire first half stats. So
that's pretty much about it, Warren.
We'll settle for the whole game now.
No, I'm doing this for 31 years. I should know better, and I just really I never opened the season in the press box, and I sat up here for a little while, and I just had to go down, and that was really stupid of me. And thank God my buddy Chris Nagy helped me out and got me back up on speed as to what was going on here. So I can give you some post-game stats. For Biglerville, most of it you saw at the end. I think we had an outstanding defensive effort tonight. They had 30 rushes for 84 yards, 3 of 10 passing for 44 yards, and 6 first downs, and the touchdown at the end, and no attempt at the extra point. For Mount Carmel, you saw 9 different guys carry the ball. You guys touched on it a little bit, and I think Mike wanted to establish a run, and I think the big key to the game tonight was the offensive line. They were worried about them coming together, and through the first 2 scrimmages, they didn't have them all together, and I think tonight they showed you that they opened up some nice holes, and obviously James Haynes came off and did an outstanding job, as well as DeMarco and Kogut and Jake Shinsky, and it was just an overall effort where we had 46 rushes for 275 yards, 3 of 13 passing for 43, and 16 first downs. Individually, James Haynes led the way with 15 rushes for 75 yards. Mark Ambrose had 2 for 9. Kogut 6 for 51. DeMarco 7 for 57. Shinsky 7 for 43. Julius 2 for 28 I have here, but I think it's longer than that because I think his run was 28 yards.
Run was 28 yards.
Run was 28, so it's 2 for like 34 or something like that. Hepler 1 for 1. Joey Schwartz 2 for -2, and Marcus Washleski 4 for 3. Mark Ambrose 2 catches for 18 yards, and Kogut the big one for 25 yards. You can look at it, and I guess it was a little up and down, and I think we expected to win this game, but Mike's probably not happy with not putting the thing away early.
Yeah, I think the same thing. We talked about that, me and Wayne, and we talked about the first quarter we came out looked great. Did all the things we wanted to do. In the second quarter, it was like we just stood still for a minute. We just didn't do anything. The third quarter, we came out and established ourselves, and by the fourth quarter, we were running wild on them. But they were an odd team in that they never ever stepped out of that offense. It was always up the middle. They seldom tried to use the option to spread us out. Now, as Wayne said, maybe they didn't think they could do that. I don't know, but I thought even in the end of the game, they're running a fullback belly. Up the middle between the guard and the center all the time. Very strange offense that way, I thought.
Well, Warren, someone else mentioned this before. These are 2 teams who never met before. You're looking at film from last year, and if they looked at film from last year for us, where we were susceptible was to get on the run, inside, off tackle, whatever, and that's all they had to go on. They didn't know what we had coming back this year and what we had to establish. And I think you saw greater team speed defensively for the Tornadoes than we had last year. I thought we were very active at linebacker.
Yeah, I agree.
I think sideline to sideline, Julius and James did a great job, and I think that the ends did a good job. Phil Chicatano coming off and helping Eric Johnson, who I thought he had a nice effort for the first night out, as well as Mark Ambrose. And I think we played a lot of people, and if Mike continues to do that, I think it's going to help having fresh legs and fresh people near the end. And I think Julius's run was an indication of that, where he didn't touch the football till later in the game, and then when he broke through, it was just over. I think he's going to be pretty pleased with the overall effort.
Well, 275 yards in the ground. When's the last time we saw that? We had a pretty tough time doing that in the past couple of years.
No, you're right. We have. I mean, we're going to be probably a little disappointed in the throwing, and I think the rain had something to do with it. Sure. It was just one of those things, and I think we were so concerned with establishing the run, and I think we did that. And I think Mike's going to be very happy with having done that tonight.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I mean, it was a good game. There were not a lot of bad things. We had some fumbles early on because of the weather, and that's going to happen. You want to get them out of the way and be done, and that happened. But overall, I think everyone played well. I said, you're right. The passing game probably wasn't where he wanted it to be. But quite frankly, in these conditions, I don't think it's going to bother him as much. We did a lot of nice things that way. We didn't drop a lot of balls. It wasn't that kind of a game. So, again, under conditions that we started off here in the first game with a whole bunch of new receivers, a lot of great potential receivers, though. When you see how many, much like the running backs, you have 5, 6, 7 guys that they can put in the game to catch the football.
Well, I think if you notice, he opened up the second and half with Kevin Demko and Quinn McCracken. And he just got he probably has 6 or 7 people, and they can all catch the football. and I think he's very happy with that. And you get back to Haynes, and don't forget, Haynes hasn't played a football game for 2 years.
Right, we talked about that. You know, we said such hype about the kid coming in. He's in a new system. You know, he hasn't been hit in a year in football, you know, the whole year last year. I think he did quite well. I really did. I think a lot of potential there. I think once he gets a little bit more comfortable and where the hole is and where the cut's going to be, you know, I think he's going to be great. I think DeMarco had a great game. Right. We saw flashes of him last year. Unfortunately, got hurt near the end of the year, and we didn't see him again. But came back very strong, I thought, tonight.
I think both he and Kogut showed a lot more quickness than they had last year.
Yeah, and Kogut had a great game. I thought both sides of the ball.
He did
very well.
And I like the way Mike substituted for him and kept him out of there, you know, with the little nagging injuries that he's had, not to get him, and get some people some more depth on defense. It was interesting to see Morose move the strong safety and bring Matty Kovaleski in the corner. And there's a lot of ways that we can go this year, and I think it's going to be a real interesting year.
Yep. I mean, very tough schedule. We got over this one. The first game's always one you wonder about. We played a team we've never seen before, and we got past that. So it's a nice start to the season. We look down the road, and we're only going to look down the road by one game because we have an extremely